Good evening. I'm Jarita Postlethwaite, Superintendent of Charleston County Schools, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to this graduation celebration for the class of 2020. As you know, this virtual ceremony is just the first way graduates will be recognized. Your school has planned face-to-face diploma awarding ceremonies for you in the coming days. Today, I want to acknowledge up front that we'd all rather be together, just as we would have preferred to spend the last 2 months going to class, participating in or attending school activities, going to the prom, just enjoying the normal school during the final weeks of your journey that began many years ago in elementary school and brought you to this point. However, the pandemic has forced all of us to rethink everything that we previously knew as normal. One thing that has not changed is your remarkable accomplishments. We gather today to recognize the relationships that you have formed, to honor your achievements, your memories, and your hard work. So, I offer to each of you my personal congratulations. You've achieved this milestone event of graduation. We will celebrate you virtually today and look forward to seeing you in person to offer you our best wishes as you enter the world as the remarkable class of 2020.
Good evening, St. John's class of 2020. While this isn't what any of us had in mind to celebrate you and all of your accomplishments, you'll have to agree that it's fitting that you receive a graduation ceremony unlike no other. The class of 2020 is so remarkable. Over my 3.5 years as your principal, I've come to know and cherish each of you as though you were family. I've watched you grow from wide-eyed freshmen into wise and thoughtful seniors and the adults that you are today. I've watched your football games, your track meets. I've seen you in class, sometimes in the front row, sometimes in the back. No matter where you've been, you've chosen to shoot for gold and take St. John's with you. While we were on this journey together, this is a time for you to reflect on your journey alone. Just 13 years ago, you became a kindergartner. Since that time, you have done so much. You've gone from reading simple words on a page and counting to 10, to developing a 5-page essay in English 4, calculating the mass of an atom in chemistry, and evaluating the impact of major world events. But you have also learned how to care for one another, how to support and encourage one another, and how to hold each other accountable for doing the right thing. Perhaps the most significant accomplishments aren't what you've done, but who you have become. You are funny, you are kind, you are hardworking and committed to your own success and the success of those around you. Most importantly, you knew what you wanted out of your school, and because of you, along with those who came before you, St. John's High School is not only a great place to be, but it's a great place to be from. Your time in high school is coming to a close, but this isn't where you slow down. You are headed towards your crescendo, your main event. As you decide what that will be, know that the foundation on which you take your next step is solid. You have family, friends, teachers, and indeed a principal who is willing to stand and hold you when it gets hard. But most importantly, we are ready to release and allow you to be the independent humans that you are able to be. Please welcome Ms. Reese, social studies teacher, as she introduces your salutatorian.
Good evening. My name is Lauren Reese, and I am a social studies teacher here at St. John's High School. Today I have the honor of introducing our salutatorian for the class of 2020. During my time as a mentor and teacher, I have come across a lot of students. Some of them more driven and focused on schoolwork. Others more interested in being popular and making friends. And of course, there's always that group of students who's more interested in being an athlete than anything else. While all those students shine bright in their own way, none of those students quite measure up to Bernardica Brown. I have known Bernardica since 2016, and I have watched her develop and blossom into the young woman she is today, and it has truly been an honor. When I first met Bernardica, affectionately known as Bernie, she was a bit shy and quiet. However, in the last 4 years that I have known her, I have watched her blossom and develop into not only an extraordinary young lady, but also a well-polished servant leader. As a student at St. John's High School, Bernardica has served as a varsity team captain for the following sports: volleyball, basketball, and track and field. However, athletically is not the only way that she demonstrates her ability to lead. Throughout her time as an Islander, she has demonstrated consistently what it means to be a servant leader. She has spent countless hours volunteering and investing in her community. During her time as an Islander, Bernardica has volunteered at Johns Island Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center, Kaleidoscope Summer Camp program held at both Hawk Gap and Angel Oak, Feeding the Multitude, and she is a reading buddy at Angel Oak Elementary School. When asked what she was most proud of accomplishing while in high school, she says that graduating as class salutatorian while juggling sports, extracurriculars, and community service is a big source of pride for her. In true leader fashion, Bernardica says that she is also proud that she was able to uplift herself while uplifting others during her time as an Islander. In the fall, she will be attending Winthrop University as a biology major with the intentions of becoming a genetics counselor. Bernardica is more than capable of completing anything she puts her mind to, and I know that she will achieve great things during her time in college. Ladies and gentlemen, please, in the class of 2020, please welcome our salutatorian, Bernardica Brown.
Hello. On behalf of the senior class, I'd like to thank all of the administration that made this unconventional yet unique graduation possible. I'd also like to thank my family for their patience and sacrifice as I ventured through high school. Whether those sacrifices were monetary every year for athletic insurance or a sacrifice of time, when they would stay up with me as I studied for hours through the night. Thank you to those who came before me, who invested in me, and who prayed for me. I can confidently say that your prayers were heard and your actions will not go unnoticed. To my classmates, this year has definitely not been how we expected, but we made it through the storm regardless of all the challenges thrown our way. I feel for the student athletes who could not finish their closing season. I feel for the families that cannot afford to put food on their tables. And I feel for those who have been touched by the virus and are forced away from their loved ones. The effects of the coronavirus came like a thief in the night. School buildings, businesses, and churches all closed, not knowing when they would be allowed to reopen. I remember the last time I saw my friends and teammates before the shutdown. Our varsity girls track team had just won our very first home meet of the season, all soaking in a moment that we had no idea would become a bittersweet memory. Though these times have been upsetting These challenges and tests of faith strengthen those who can withstand and overcome adversity. Class of 2020, I leave with you one more challenge. The challenge is to think differently. You cannot win this challenge by comparing yourself to others. Yeah.
Just pick it up with that sentence again.
Okay. You cannot win this challenge by comparing yourself to others. Though it may seem elementary, do not underestimate it. In order to succeed and to be everything that you aspire to be, do not let the goals of your peers be your same goals. Think differently. Dream differently. We are all unique. Why should our goals be exactly the same? Just as no two persons' goals will be identical, neither shall our fears. We cannot, however, let our fears consume us. We must have faith in ourselves as well as our dreams. Sometimes we will be given the choice to walk by faith and not by sight. When making this choice, we cannot worry about what others might think or what they may say. Class of 2020, I advise you to think differently. We cannot let the shadows and worries of yesterday, nor the uncertainties of tomorrow, rob us of today's blessings. As we prepare to enter the real world, we must now decide where we wish to go and who we wish to be. To the college-ready students, we are about to embark on a journey that we have never seen before. The college experience is one that will open our eyes to not only new experiences, but also new ideas. We will learn to live and live to learn, because a true college education will go beyond what any book could possibly teach us. We may find new significance in the topics that we heard and learned about in high school. Nevertheless, that is the beauty in a post-secondary education. We will learn more than the basics of books and scratch more than the surface of our understanding. To my classmates that will go straight into the workforce, this path may already be familiar to you, but now you will experience it on a grander scale. You will experience new opportunities and learn new skills along the way. To you all, I wish you the best. Finally, to my friends who are still unsure of the path they wish to take and the people they wish to become, it is okay not to know. It is okay to wander, but never forget that you have a beacon in St. John's High School, ready to lead you home should you ever need it. As our journey concludes, I cannot help but reflect on the fact that some of us have known each other since elementary school, some in middle, and some of our friendships have just begun. As we all begin to leave the nest and embark on our own journeys, it's sad to think that we may not see those faces as often as we'd like. However, this is the way of the world. We change, we grow, and sometimes we forget. But there is one notion that we will never forget, that at St. John's High School, we are scholars of the island and citizens of the world. Thank you.
In introducing to you the valedictorian of St. John's High School Class of 2020, Brianna Blake, I want to start by saying that I will do my best to convey to you some of what makes her such an outstanding young woman. I first met Brianna as a 9th grade student in Biology 1 Honors. She stood out from many of her classmates in that she was very quiet and focused. It wasn't until I read an essay that she wrote that I realized the depth of her thinking that she possessed even then. Her writing revealed her focus, her maturity, and her skill and discernment. Undoubtedly, much of that skill was honed through her continual reading. If she completed her work early, which she usually did, then she had a book in her hand, usually science fiction or fantasy. I had the pleasure of teaching Brianna in 3 more science courses, Marine Science and Dual Credit Biology 101 and 102, all during her junior year. Of course, Brianna excelled, making A's in the first of many of the college courses she would take while in high school. She has now earned 40 college credits. What I remember, however, is that Brianna had grown into a leader, still quiet, yes, but someone who other students would turn to for help and guidance. She delivered presentations in class with a quiet confidence that made everyone pay attention. She was patient with her classmates and always humble in her own accomplishments. She was even patient with me. I continually messed up pronouncing her name because I had another student whose name was Brianna. Brianna always corrected me, but in a kind way. I'm sorry, Brianna. Of course, Brianna has a very high GPA, has received many scholarships, and earned her place in the National Honor Society. But there is so much more to her. Throughout high school, she has been part of Upward Bound and Future Business Leaders of America. She has enjoyed coding and excelled in all of her career and technology courses. She has played the keyboard and has been an accomplished artist. We had some fun, memorable times in dual credit biology, role-playing photosynthesis and cellular respiration, walking in the forest, looking for insects, netting and banding birds, and of course, kayaking. I remember Brianna and Kevon in their double kayak trying to figure out how to work together to steer in the right direction. We all enjoyed some good laughs on that trip. We also did a lot of labs in that class. Those labs are very detailed, and Brianna stood out because she excelled and was almost completely self-directed. She didn't shy away from the many dissections we did, but just got to work and completed the labs thoroughly. Brianna is a boss at labs. And that's how I know that, without a doubt, she is going to excel in her studies of biomedical engineering as a capstone scholar at the University of South Carolina next year. Her other teachers know it as well. One said, "She is very compassionate and always willing to help others." Another said, "Her insight and clear-headedness is something that her peers gravitated toward." And another said, "She is the epitome of what it means to be a scholar." Her classmates know it too. One said, "She has been a pillar in the classroom setting and an example of what you can achieve through focus and hard work." And another said, "Brianna has always been a dedicated and humble individual. She did not speak often, but when she did, it seemed as if the whole world was listening." Please join me now in listening to Brianna Blake for the 2020 valedictory address.
Hello, families, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. I want to thank everyone for joining us on this day and for continuing to support and believe in us. I also want to personally thank my family, friends, and teachers for helping me stand where I am right now. It is with their motivation that I am able to deliver this speech and congratulate the class of 2020. We are not the only ones here, though, that deserve to be congratulated on this day. I want to thank those who helped every single last one of us get here. Thank you for never giving up on us and encouraging us to continue to do our best. You believed we had a future and made sure we did everything we could to achieve that. I also want to give a special thanks to my mom and dad. Without them, I wouldn't be as much of a hard worker that I am today, and I want to thank them for being there and supporting all of my decisions. As I go off to college in the future, I hope to continue to strive and never let the two of you down. I also want to remember Ms. Dowling and Mr. Legree. They both had an impact on many of our lives and will be dearly missed. I know they will both be proud to see all of us standing here today. We have finally reached a significant milestone in our lives and can now say that we are graduates of St. John's High School. We have been through a lot in the past few months, but it is great to say that we've all still gotten to this point. These times have shown us that we can adapt to our situations and still come out thriving. The last couple of years could have never prepared me for a time like this, but I believe that we should think of what we have already accomplished and what memories we have already created and cherished. These achievements and memories never go away. There is still a part of me, though, that wishes there were more memories that could be created or more that I could do before these years ended. But if these last 4 years have taught me anything, it would be to not dwell on the past. As we sit here today, it is not the time to think of what you could have done or what you should have done. There's nothing we can do to change the past, but we have the ability to change our future. We are now on a new journey to meet new people and to make new choices. We can learn from our previous decisions and use them when thinking of what we want for ourselves later. We have completed only one major milestone in our life. Therefore, we still have the chance to improve ourselves and learn and grow from our future decisions. Right now, we should cherish what we have at the moment and think of how hard we've worked to get here. We shouldn't let the times we are in diminish our accomplishments and know that we deserve all of our congratulations. Again, I want to thank everyone for supporting the class of 2020. Not only is this the day we graduate from high school, but the day we begin to shape our futures. We have put a great amount of work into our last 4 years, and we all can say that we have earned our right to be here. From this day forward, let every decision you make be a reminder that you determine your future and control where you go in life. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Good evening, graduates, family, and friends of St. John's High School. I am Lakivia Mills, a science teacher here at St. John's. I would first like to say congratulations, graduates, and best wishes to you as you depart into a world of endless opportunities. Today we celebrate each and every one of you. Although we are celebrating separately during this time, remember together we have helped to change the culture and expectations of our school year by year. We have learned to value and cherish each and every moment together and to never take anything or anyone for granted. Whatever your goals are, wherever you live, there are ways, big and small, that you can participate to help make the world and your community better for everyone. Today, I have the honor and privilege to recognize 2 groups of students whose exceptional accomplishments have prepared them for endeavors beyond the Charleston County School District requirements for high school graduation. These students have established distinguished honor and academic merit throughout all 4 years of high school. First, we honor our South Carolina Academic Honor Award student. In order to become a South Carolina Academic Honor Diploma recipient, a student must meet the following criteria. The student must have completed the required 24 unit hours of credit. The student must be eligible for graduation with a state high school diploma. The student has received a minimum grade of B for each semester course in grades 9 through 12. And lastly, the student has achieved a combined score of 1,400 on the SAT verbal and math sections and an ACT composite score of 31. The following student is a recipient of the South Carolina Academic Honor Diploma: Spencer Roskill. Secondly, we will recognize the Charleston County School District Board Scholars. To be recognized as a CCSD Board Scholar, a student must achieve a GPA of 4.25 or better on the South Carolina Uniform Grading Scale with no rounding up or down based on GPA calculated at the end of the third 9-week grading period. The following students are CCSD Board Scholars: Brianna Blake, Bernardica Brown, Kevon Campbell, and Spencer Roskill. Each of you have been exemplary in many ways and have always been very modest about what you have achieved. I do encourage you to display and celebrate your accomplishments today. You did it. Class of 2020, these are not easy times, but with your leadership, drive, and devotion, you will make a difference. Again, congratulations.
I now present to you the St. John's High School class of 2020. By the power vested in me from the state of South Carolina, I can confirm that you have completed the necessary requirements to now and forever be graduates of St. John's High School. Congratulations.